event is a collaboration between the Big Rapids Rotary and the Lions Clubs. It's for all of the nonprofits of Mecosta County, and it's our way of giving back to those who do so much in our community to make our community a better place to live. With COVID, this whole year, all of the fundraisers, they've just stopped. And so we were hoping that this would be an opportunity to market your nonprofit, remind people that you're there, that you're still in need, that all donations are welcome, whether it's time, talent, or donation monetarily. So that's how this came to be. So I'm so glad that you can stay as long as you want all day. You can come in and out. You can also view us on Facebook. You can also see us on our website. Our website is streaming live from the Facebook. Why don't we just talk to Kim from Angels of Action? And
well, good morning. Thanks for putting this together, you guys. It's so nice when the area nonprofits can come together and work together and get to know each other. I've seen some names of organizations in this group that I didn't know about, so it's a learning thing for me as well. So it's awesome. So yeah, we're just here at Angels of Action. Our mission is kids, and we started out as a weekend backpack food program. Started 9 years ago with 25 kids, and this year we're over 700 kids in our program right now. We've recently expanded into Osceola County, which has been on our hearts and minds for a number of years. So we've been blessed to be able to do that. Gosh, COVID hasn't slowed us down at all. We've had to kind of just go full force ahead and kind of revamp how we do things, because when the schools shut down in March, we lost our kind of life source of how we got our food to the kids for the weekend. So we kind of had to step back and reevaluate how we got the food to the kids and the families. So, but it was a blessing in disguise. We have been able to get to know our families over the summer through our summer lunch program, get to know them personally, because before, when we were doing it through the schools, we just knew numbers. We didn't know names or faces or families. So it's just been amazing. The last 8 months is, as difficult and as challenging as it can be. Like you said, all the fundraisers have been canceled. So it's kind of like scraping things together and, piecemealing it and stuff, and just everybody doing the best that they can. But it's just, I think the best part of this is we have gotten to know the community personally and the families that we're serving every day. So that's just been such a huge blessing. So thank you for having us, and just looking forward to this fun day that you put together for us.
Well, I'm excited about today too, but I am excited about your organization. And one of the things that I really like about Angels of Action is that you are collaborating with other nonprofits for food distribution. Yeah. I believe that you work with Manna Pantry to get some of their food delivered, because they don't have a delivery. But as you know, when people couldn't get around. So I know you do a lot of collaboration, and I feel as part of Mecosta County Community, the more collaboration that we have, the better streamlined our services are and the more people we can serve. So I have to say kudos to Angels of Action for that. That is just a tremendous piece of what you do. I would like to introduce Scott Cohen and let him say a few words. He's from the Rotary Club and an integral piece of putting this day together.
Hi, everybody. As Robin said, my name is Scott Cohen. I'm representing the Rotary Club of Big Rapids. I'm the past president of that organization, and very similar to the Lions Club here in town. We are a service organization. We're part of a worldwide network of thousands and thousands of clubs to try to help our local communities, and also with worldwide projects such as the Ending the Polio campaign, in which we're down to just 2 or 3 countries left in the world with that. Here in Big Rapids, we do all sorts of sponsorship of lots of things, from local food pantries to sports facilities to cultural things. Many of the nonprofits you see on our website here we support. So We're very proud and pleased to partner with the Lions Club to bring back this Community Giving Day, which has been such a important part of the support system within our county. And it's been my great pleasure to work with Robin and Dave and Glenn, and Kate McGlynn, who's doing all the video stuff here. So thank you. Please be as generous as you can. We have 29 organizations here. There's even more throughout the area, but we're delighted that you're here today and considering helping all these some or all these organizations. Thank you, Robin.
Awesome. We're doing our social distancing, and Kate's back, and I see Jane is on and Chad is on. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to take this time to reach out and say some thank yous, especially we're here at the Eagles of Big Rapids. So we really appreciate them letting us use their space. So thank you to the Eagles. Thank you to Diane Scarpelli of Mentor Partners, which is today's Hits 102, Big Country 100.9, News Radio 1460, 107.7 WBRN. Diane was instrumental in getting some of our PSAs out and some of our other advertisements. So thank you for that. And then also the Pioneer, we worked with Joe Judd, and he was able to get us in touch with the Pioneer. Lastly, I would like to thank Carlene Rose and the Band of Locals. She had Dave and I on early as we were creating this event on her Band of Locals show, and that was just phenomenal. So thank you.
Let's get this Vocal Lyrica meeting started so we can talk about our fundraising and our messaging.
A message. Well, what do you think is important about singing?
Ooh, singing is good for the soul.
But what if you have no soul?
What? You God, you must be so bored. Your soul searching must be very brief.
But I enjoy sharing beauty with the community.
How do you make decisions?
Sharing with friends. I like that one.
Where do you feel your goosebumps?
Sometimes just rolling with the music.
A soul roll.
Kelly.
Can be very therapeutic.
Sorry, I thought I was on mute. Sorry.
Ultimately, yes, music can create a response in all of us, physically, emotionally, but it's the bringing of the beauty of art into our community that's most important to so many people.
Well, I would love for there to be an email list so that we could.
I got you covered there.
And maybe a way to support Vocal Lyrica online during this pandemic.
It's in development.
Oh, and then we should ask our friends to remember Vocal Lyrica today on Giving Day.
Oh, for so many reasons we love music and sharing through singing with you.
Our community. Please support Vocal Lyrica.
Tell us about Vocal Lyrica.
So I hope that everybody watching has heard of Vocal Lyrica. We are kind of in hiding right now because we can't have concerts because of the pandemic, but we did have 4 singing festivals at the band shell in September and October, just because we wanted to get together as a group of singers and sing with each other. We'd missed that since everything shut down in March. Vocal Lyrica started 20 years ago. This is actually our 20th anniversary. This season would have been, and we're not going to get to celebrate it. So we're going to celebrate coming of age next year when we turn 21 instead. Awesome. We've been around for 20 years. We've had the estimable Jenny Kerwin as our director since then, and she is amazing with the things that she's able to get us as singers to do. When I came here in 2017, so this is my, I guess, 8th year in Vocal Lyrica, or would have been this fall, Jenny and this entire group of women just welcomed me with open arms. And they have been my entree into the community of Big Rapids. They're where I met Lynn Shibley, the retired executive director of Artworks, and got involved there. And maybe I'll talk about Artworks in a little bit. But Vocal Lyrica is a group of women, treble singers. We like to sing. We like to travel. We want to be with each other. And we just enjoy making music for our own selves, but also to share with the community. We also are involved in the community in having the Troublemakers Youth Choir that meets on Thursday nights with Gina Lamar as their director, grades 4th through 8th. And they're a wonderful addition to our group and to our community. Obviously, they're not meeting right now, but we will be back as soon as it's safe. And then we also give a scholarship to a student every spring to be used to go to summer to a musical camp or some sort of conference so that they can increase their vocal skills.
So Denise, not only are you involved in Vocal Lyrica, you also are involved in Artworks. So you're kind of a twofer, you know.
Twice today. I'm the marketing coordinator for Artworks. I've worked for Artworks off and on for 5.5 years, kind of in whatever capacity they've needed me. And we still have stuff going on. We still need support at Artworks. We have our retail shop is open. We have holiday market going on. I just got an invitation for like a champagne bubble shopping. So you get to be in your own isolated bubble and you can make an appointment to come shop with up to 7 of your friends. We'll serve you champagne and snacks after hours and you can come see all the great gift stuff we've got.
What a fabulous idea.
Yeah. So we're trying to innovate to stay alive during the pandemic. We deal with adults from Hope Network. Every Monday or every other Monday, we did them in Hemlock Park over the spring and the summer as soon as it warmed up enough. And then we were able to have them back in our building in the fall. Everybody's masked and social distance. It's small groups. So we've been able to continue to do things. But we still need support because we're trying to continue offering after-school art and Hope Network at either a reduced price or at no charge. We are really pushing the community vibrancy portion of what we do as part of Giving Day.
Well, that is awesome. Awesome. We really appreciate that you would take the time and join us and talk about 2 wonderful organizations, Vocal Lyrica and Artworks. And I hope that this day promotes a lot of online giving to both those organizations for you. So
you can follow both of the organizations on Facebook. Vocal Lyrica is Facebook/Vocal Lyrica, and Artworks is Facebook/Artworks in Big Rapids. So if you want to figure out what we've got going on with either one of those organizations, follow us on Facebook.
Great. Thank you so much, Denise.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank
you to all of you who made this event possible. We're thrilled to be able to have the opportunity to do this, even though we can't get together face to face.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for joining us. This is Glenn Pepper from Baker's Management. He is our money guy. So and he's been integral in getting this day together as well. So talk about it.
Well, my speaker, I think, works. So thank you, Robin. And I've just got to say what a privilege it is to be able to be part of this group again. You know, Dave and Robin and I have had a chance to do this in the past. Scott, bless you for coming on board. Huge thank you to our technical wizard, Kate. We couldn't have done this virtually without her. Even though I'm a numbers guy, I really like this, the way this is all rattled out. This has been my work paper coming up to this point in time. This is a list of all the nonprofits that are participating today. So to be able to take this list and turn it into what we all see today with live and in-person representation from all of these nonprofits and the community support, well, it's just been a real feat to see how this came together. As an organization, as an organizing group, our biggest fear initially was that this was going to have to be a virtual event, and how would that work, and how would the nonprofits respond, how would the community respond? But I got to tell you, just in the short time that we've been live and on the air here this morning, the response has been fantastic. It's fun to see all the faces that I can see on my end here of the screen with people popping up. So as a long time member of this community, I want to say thank you to all these nonprofits for me, it's been an absolute thrill to look at the videos. I know a lot of you personally, but to hear your stories and to hear what your organizations have done and continue to do is really what makes Mecosta County, and in particular Community Giving Day, everything that we hoped it would be. So,
WISE is Women's Information Service. We've been around since 1984. We service domestic violence and sexual assault in our community. We've been around since 1984. Sexual assault, domestic violence, and stalking and human sex trafficking are the areas that we provide services for in our community. We have 3 counties that we are responsible for: Mecosta, Osceola, and Owego County. And we service about 365 clients at any given time throughout the year. And any given time in each community, we have, in active cases, up to like 80 cases. So we've been very busy during COVID. We are essential workers. We've had to take drastic measures to keep our shelter people safe, and then collect extra dollars to come in and make that social distancing piece so vital to the existence and safety and healthy of all, right? So we've made some modifications in our shelter to do that, and we've had to house people in various places to keep them safe as well. But we're continuing to do the same services, just doing them a little bit differently. We've had great success during COVID, even finding housing, which, if you're connected to the housing world at all in our town, that can be a challenge. But thank God we've been very lucky to get over 96% of our clients all housed. Our advocates are very dedicated, and we work well with Big Rapids Housing Commission, Mid-Michigan, True North. Different agencies are wonderful to work with as well. We couldn't do that work without them. They are our intersecting agencies, as well as Department of Health and Human Services and Community Mental Health. We all work together, law enforcement. It's a collaborative effort. And we are so thankful. This is a wonderful community that we all are blessed to be in because of those opportunities that are available, and just the compassion that other agencies we work very well with and are so grateful to every day. And, clients come in and they have nothing many times, and they're starting over. And it is our place to kind of make those connections for them. And we call ourselves the bootstraps to help people get picked back up and get started in a life that's now going to be violent free. And many times it's even generational. They grew up in domestic violence, or they grew up around sexual assault. And it takes a bit to work through that. We have wonderful support groups that help women and men to move through that trauma. We're a trauma-informed agency. We're also we work with empowering women to have a voice in their own life that maybe have never felt that they had one. So we're grateful to be in this community. It's been a very generous community, and the dollars that we collect today are used to go to the clients to help them get a fresh start. So sometimes there's some back rent that the guy left and stuck them with the bill and all that kind of thing, or the gal, it could go either way. So we help get those issues resolved and work within the community and make those things happen so that they can get a fresh start. So those are important pieces that we work with to help them restart their life. So again, your dollars are well spent. We take meticulous care about every penny. We track every penny. And we're just very grateful for this opportunity today to come and share our story.
Well, we are so glad that you joined Giving Day, and we are so blessed to have you in this community. So thank you so much, Jane. Thank you for your time and your support of this event. It's just terrific. It's just terrific.
Continued success to all of the agencies today. So
all right, and if you don't want to leave, you don't have to. You can pop back in later. So just keep us going. Share us on Facebook. All of that good stuff. We hopefully get lots of people interested today.
Thank you for all you've done to help us today.
Thanks, Jane. Thanks. Hi, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the video. We have a couple of, actually, we've got a few guests lined up. The first one we're going to talk to is Lucas from Artworks. So thank you for joining us. This is awesome.
Absolutely. Glad to be on here.
Sure. Tell us about what you're doing at Artworks and what Artworks is doing in the community and what your needs are.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started as the new fund development manager just about a month ago. So excited to be in that position. Still trying to wrap my head around all the fantastic programming that Artworks does. So classes in education, which is what we're fundraising for today, but also great exhibits. We have the Smithsonian coming back again in the spring, which we are so excited about.
Great.
And then our gift shop, of course, which is a great resource for artists and for community members year round, where we're running our holiday market right now.
Okay.
So much going on, fulfilling our mission to vitalize the community through the arts and humanities, all fantastic things.
That's
for today, for Community Giving Day, we are doing fundraising for our after-school arts programming.
Okay.
We have, thanks to great fundraising efforts previously, we've been able to offer these classes to students at low or no cost, making sure that any student that wants to take part can. So again, this year we're doing fundraising to ensure that low or no cost for students, and then also looking at opening up a second location. We found that some students have trouble getting from school or from home to our location downtown and back. So looking at, if this fundraiser is successful today, can we open a second location? What can we do to really make sure that these programs are accessible for all the students in our community?
That's great. Accessibility to services is so important in this community. Absolutely. Well, how many kids typically, I know this age of COVID, but how many kids typically go through your programs?
So, like I said, new last month. I'm not actually sure. I mean, the numbers are obviously usually way higher when everything's normal. Right now, we've been pivoting when we can. When schools are open, we do some in-person, distanced with masks. However many we can fit. So we can do up to 10, I think, at a time right now in our downstairs little studio space. But obviously, way higher numbers when things like this aren't going on.
And is it all ages? Is it from kindergarten up to 12th grade, or what do you guys typically focus on?
Looking at middle school, high school mostly.
Middle school, high school. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Wonderful. Well, we're so glad we got a little preview with Denise came on and as she was talking about Vocal Lyrica, she says, I just got to put a plug in for Artworks too. So I'm glad you caught that and we were able to get you on. That's phenomenal. And welcome to the community. Are you originally from here or?
Yes, I went to high school here, graduated in 2012, spent time down at, I probably shouldn't say this on the live feed, but down at Grand Valley and then in Grand Rapids. And back a couple months ago, my fiance is the new choir teacher at the high school, middle school. So, and we just had such a great time growing up here. The arts community is so interconnected. She's going to get involved with Vocal Lyrica, which Denise was on to talk about before. So just really great. I mean, it's hard to connect right now, with everything being online, but so happy for folks like you and Lions Club, Rotary, getting everyone as connected as we can be online. And we're really looking forward to reintegrating with the community here once we can.
It is. It's just keeping those connections so that when we can all come back together, it won't feel as though we haven't done anything. It's like, oh, okay, well, it'll be good for sure. Well, anything else you'd like to add about Artworks?
I do want to plug one more thing, and I think Denise touched on this too. We're doing a new bubble shopping experience for people. We're trying to keep everyone safe and comfortable in our gift shop. So Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5 through December 22nd, you can call our gift shop or check us out on Facebook. There's information on there. We will set you up. You can bring up to 7 of your friends and family, whoever you're comfortable shopping with. It'll just be you. with our staff in the shop, and we'll provide snacks and champagne for you. That's the social bubble and bubbles experience, free of charge. And, you know, we just really want to get people signed up and in the door and shopping comfortably. We have such great products from all our artists and some additional ones for the holiday market. So any holiday shopping anyone needs to do, we're super excited to get you in there. Yeah.
You know, remind your donors to donate right online. Easy peasy. So thanks again, so Lucas. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Well, we are kind of wrapping things up for Artworks, and I'm going to have a couple other folks going to join us. But I want to do another shout out and thank you to all of the organizations that have helped us. For example, the Eagles again, and Diane Scarpelli of Mentor Partners Incorporated, which is today's hits Y102, Big Country 100.9, News Radio 1460, 107.7 WBRN. I'd like to also thank the Pioneer and Carlene Rose with the Band of Locals. Dave Hamlin, he is a Lion. Glenn Pepper, he is our numbers guy from Baker's Management. Scott Cohen from the Rotary. And also Katie McGlynn, she's been instrumental in putting all this together. And I think she's become a friend. So we're very excited.
So SLD Read is a nonprofit tutoring center. We're devoted to promoting literacy education in learners of all ages. We have offices in Big Rapids, Grand Rapids, and Kalamazoo. So we're serving the entire West Michigan population, and it's just amazing to see how the community has come together, especially in these times, to make sure that despite everyone being at home and despite schools being virtual, that we're still able to reach our students when and how they need us.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How does it, when the schools are not in session, does that make you guys busier, or how does all of that work with COVID?
So it's been a very interesting challenge. Our tutoring is very much one-on-one, multi-sensory literacy development. So it's not just the sitting and reading, but it's working with textile, sensory input, and finger spelling things out. Just really that multi-sensory approach to help cement that learning. Okay. So we've gone from this very hands-on, one-on-one intimate tutoring to how do we do this virtually? And I have to give so much credit to our education services team and to our tutors, because they just took the ball and they ran with it. So we're still doing our one-on-one tutoring with students. It's just being done over Zoom now. And we're able to get the supplies that they need to the students. And over 70% of our tutors said, yes, I'm willing to commit to learning how to do this online. So that was a really quick transition that they were able to do back in March. Right as I went on maternity leave. I felt like I went on maternity leave and then came back to this whole new world, not just at SLD, but everywhere around us. And so one of the other big challenges has been we have tutoring that does take place in the schools, and coming up with ways to try and reach out to those students, since we can't reach them as well in the school settings right now. But we have seen an increase in the number of students that are coming to us, families that are coming to us because they're at home. It's giving parents this opportunity to see their children learning, in person. Whereas when they're in school, they're kind of relying on what they're hearing from educators. So they're seeing firsthand their kids struggling and saying, hey, let's take this time to see what we can do. So we actually
they can visually see it. They can visually, the parents can visually see, okay, that's it.
So they're seeing their kids struggling and realizing we need to do something about it. It's resulted in us having a wait list of 50 students across our office locations.
Wow.
We just can't get enough tutors to meet the need right now. So, that's been our biggest struggle, but we see it as this great opportunity to to really drive engagement in the community. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, great. That's terrific. Terrific. We are so happy that you're here and part of our community and working with our kids, and that's phenomenal.
Yeah,
and we're so glad you could join us with this fundraiser as well.
Well, we're so glad that you folks are doing this. It has been a beyond challenging year for nonprofits trying to take everything that we do and everything that's fun about fundraising and having to cancel it and coming up with new and creative ways. So getting to virtual events and connecting with, an audience that we might not have been able to reach before is fantastic. And thank you to everyone who's watching and learning not just about us, but about all of these amazing nonprofits that you've brought together. It is a really special community to be a part of. And we feel so fortunate to be among so many great organizations that are committed to truly building the community that we all desire.
And hopefully this event will generate donations and of not only monetary, but time and talent as well. So thank you again for joining us.
Thanks. Take care.
Okay, thanks. This is Chad Saxton. And Chad, you're from Eagle Village, and I'm going to let you take over and give us your mission statement. Tell us what you do and what your needs are for your organization.
Great. Well, we serve Michigan's hurting kids and families, and we've been doing it for 52 years. 2 years ago, we were blessed to have a donation of a office building on Pine Street in Big Rapids. And that's enabled us to reach out more into the Mecosta County and beyond. We've been able to start to double our foster care programs out of that building as we're able to go further down south, because foster care has to take place within 70 miles of our office. We are also doing trauma assessments out of that facility, where DHHS will send kids who are in need of a trauma assessment, and we're able to do that for them. We also do parenting classes there and helping kids whose parents of kids who are in foster care, helping them get the parent training that they need. So it's really opened up a lot of things. And the other thing that we do out of that building is community counseling. So we know that everybody's we know that everybody's experienced trauma during this last 9 months in the COVID pandemic, and just really being able to reach out and help those people that need counseling, and everybody can use counseling, and those that are strong that reach out for that help, and we're able to take most insurances and work with those people in the community.
What a great way to help the people in the community. And it's this kind of COVID isolation thing has really been so horrible in terms of people who were once isolated are even now more isolated because now they're not getting any services, and then people who generally can get out and about are isolated. So I could imagine that part of what you do is only going to grow as well, for at least for a little bit, until we get things back on track.
Yeah, for sure.
Which would be wonderful.
Another thing that we do a lot for people in Mecosta County is we run summer camps and weekend camps for at-risk kids that can't make it at other camps. And we raise about $5,000 a year to send kids from Mecosta County to our camp programs. So donations today will be going towards our camp scholarship funds, and also helping. We also do scholarships for counseling services as well.
Okay, wonderful. I know a camp experience can change the life of a kid, so that's a great cause, Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about Eagle Village?
Well, we're essential. We've been going all along. We're actually hiring staff. So if there's people out there that are looking, we use a lot of volunteers.
What would be some of the opportunities for my time and talent that I could do at Eagle Village?
We have half of our kids didn't have any place to go for Thanksgiving. These kids need a mentor, and so we're looking for people to mentor our kids.
Okay.
We have a training. We pair them up with a a student of ours, and they first do visits on campus and give them phone calls on a weekly basis to be there for them because they don't have anybody calling and caring about them.
Gotcha.
We also have 680 acres that we mow lawns, we rake leaves. We have a maintenance crew of 4 people. And so we're always looking for people to come out, and if you like to ride a lawnmower, to come out for an afternoon and help us with our lawn mowing. We paint buildings constantly. We have over 50 buildings, so that's another way.
Wow.
And then we always like to beautify our campus too. So we look for gardeners, and we've had people from the Big Rapids area come out and help plant flowers and gardens and help make our campus look nice for our kids. We appreciate you just giving up your time to pull this off, and Dave and just the Lions Club and the Rotary just stepping up to make this happen for Mecosta County.
I am so glad that they have come together and have done this. So it's phenomenal. Absolutely.
We are so blessed to have so many organizations that do great work to help our kids, our families,
absolutely,
our elders, and just it's really neat to be a part of so many people that care about people and help them to grow and change.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Chad. Ed Millette from Tuba Back.
Hello. We are 16 years into this now here in the Big Rapids community, and bringing in, our goal is to bring in outstanding musicians from all around the world to come here to Big Rapids and play concerts for free and hopefully bring good music to the community. That's in the really short version of what we do. So it's been a challenging year for that, of course, but we made it through, and looking forward to doing it again next year and for many years to come. So we're excited about it.
You've had some events that were not necessarily online, but they were on the radio.
Well, no, we were online too.
Okay.
So this year's festival, it's always in September, October, and this year's 6-week festival, we did all of our Sunday concerts were virtual. And so they were on Facebook and YouTube and then also broadcast live on local radio. So that's what we had to do this year. We were able to do a couple of outdoor things, but we're looking forward to having people back.
Yeah. Yes.
That'll be exciting. But we have, we're going to do a Christmas concert a week from Sunday.
Okay.
That's going to be another virtual event.
Okay.
But I think there's links on our website to find that.
Okay.
And so we're excited about that. So we're still doing things. We're still hooking up with amazing musicians, and we're still doing the concerts, and we just trust that everybody's out there in virtual land somewhere watching.
Absolutely.
And all of us can't wait to see real people in the audience again. But in the meantime, we're doing it, and plans are already in the works for next year, and a lot of exciting musicians that are coming from all over. I know booked so far from California, and from actually one from Uzbekistan, and so from all over the world coming in to do concerts next fall. So we're excited about it.
Terrific. Well, I'm going to take my mask down so they can hear me. Yeah. Again, thank you for dropping by this morning, this afternoon, and bringing us lunch. And thanks for the emails this morning.
Thanks for all that you're doing, and Dave and Scott and Glenn and all the people that are in on this, and the Lions folks and the Rotary folks. This is great.
Yes,
and
collaboration.
It's good to have it back, and so happy to be a part of it. So thanks for asking.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Maybe mention a few more thank yous to the City of Big Rapids, to Morton Township, and the Mecosta County Board of Commissioners. They all proclaimed that today is Mecosta County Giving Day. Maybe we can talk more about that when after we do our next video, and Dave Hamlin will be back, and he can discuss that with you all. So with that, I think that we will be showing another video. I think we might do our credits first, and then we will do video, and then we will be back. We have some afternoon guests lined up as well to talk. So stay with us and keep donating. about Open Arms?
You know, we're working really hard to get our organization, kind of off the ground. We're part-time right now, but so far we have done almost 140 forensic interviews in the 4 counties that we cover. We cover Mecosta, Osceola, Lake, and Newaygo. And so, those are all children that, would have probably had a different experience had they had to go strictly through law enforcement. Not that they don't do a good job. It's just, I see Dave there saying something.
Oh, for the people that don't know what you actually do, explain to somebody that doesn't understand what the Open Arms Advocacy Center really does. What when you say an interview is what?
Oh, certainly. I may have gotten a little ahead of myself there. So what we do is we conduct child-friendly forensic interviews for children who are sexually abused or severely physically abused. And so in the past, when a child would disclose something like this, sometimes they would have to tell that story, 8, 10, 12 times. They tell a teacher, they tell the principal, then they have to talk to law enforcement, then they have to talk to the detective. And so what we do at the Child Advocacy Center is that we provide a child-friendly environment. So when they come in, it's, Andy and I, and it's child-friendly, and it's not, we really don't let them see law enforcement. Law enforcement is there and they view the videos, but they're talking to us instead of feeling like sometimes when kids talk to law enforcement, they feel like they're in trouble. And so having somebody that's neutral and having a setting like that we're in where the kids, there's toys and it's very child friendly, puts a little bit, it eases it a little bit, I think, because they've already been exposed to such trauma. And so we provide that child-friendly setting. And then Andy, and I can let her talk a little bit more about that, but she is our forensic interviewer.
I started doing interviews at the center there, and we started last November. It's just been just a wonderful resource for this community of, Newaygo, Osceola, Mecosta, and Lake counties, where in the past they would have to take the children either to Traverse City, Grand Rapids, or over to Harrison or Mount Pleasant in order to have these interviews conducted. So it's a great resource to have right here for our communities.
Andy, did you say it started last November, your organization?
Well, actually, Amy can give you more background on that.
Okay.
The board was developed, and then they hired Amy as the executive director, and she has been working, I believe, over a year now, putting it all together. Amy, do you want to give your background?
Yeah, so we have been closer to 2 years coming up now here. And so we really, Big Rapids Housing Commission actually donated the space to us. And so we had to basically start from scratch, with no internet, no computers, everything. We did have a board of directors who have really been phenomenal and kind of helping, but it was a process to that point to where we were able in November to finally hire Andy and start doing interviews. And all of the interviews are, we use an iRecord system, and that was something that was purchased prior to me being hired as well. And so when we do an interview, it's taped, and that actually goes to law enforcement as evidence.
Is the prosecutors in your favor, or is it the defense attorneys that want you to interview the child, or the judges? Who are you considered a neutral that all support, or is there one group or the other that likes you more than the other?
Well, I think we definitely are neutral. I mean, we remain neutral as far as the interviews are, but I think that the prosecutor's office, as well as law enforcement and DHHS, realizes what a need there is for this. Like I said, instead of DHHS sometimes doing their interviews or law enforcement having to do the interviews, they have somewhere to take them where, again, we are neutral. We do this interview, the same interview for, whatever children that we see. We treat them all the same. We do the same interview. But we do meet monthly. What we call, it's an MDT, it's a multidisciplinary team. And so once a month, we do go over every one of the cases with law enforcement. We have somebody on the team from law enforcement, DHHS, community mental health, and the prosecutor's office. And so we meet once a month to go over those cases to make sure that, we were doing everything that we can, that if there are any questions or concerns, that they're answered. We also follow up with the family, helping them to get counseling, helping them through that process. If there is a situation where they do need to go to court, because sometimes that happens, we will also help to, navigate that system with them, because it can be kind of a scary, like I said, the family's already been through a lot of trauma. In navigating that system can be scary. And so we also help them navigate that system, where to go, who to talk to.
It really is incredible. And another thing Amy had mentioned, we have a multidisciplinary task force meeting once a month, but it's 4 of them, one for each county, so that, the representatives from each individual county are present there.
This is very exciting because this is a new nonprofit.
One of the things when I got to be aware of it was I expected the police and the prosecutors to be on board, but I was really pleasantly surprised that the defense attorneys also were very much advocating for you, because it helps them take the bad guys off while still leaving the innocent people that get accused. It gives them a way of actually finding the truth of what really happened. And you folks are really a blessed group that do that.
It's a great asset to have so close to our community.
That is terrific. We are so glad that you are here in our community and are act as you do with the kids and the people that need you, to be a resource and to be a trustworthy place to be able to go and be supported. Well, we're so glad that that your organization has been able to participate, and we're excited that you joined us. And thank you. And we hope that what we're doing actually provides you with some funds. So thank you very, very much. And glad you could have joined us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Bye. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Thanks for everything you're doing.
Our brother's keeper. Well, as you can tell, I'm very excited about this activity because it's one of the things that has been very difficult to express the needy in our community. It started in 2012 by a group of people who actually had a religious background, is the way it started. And they've had a real struggle all the time that they organized because, let's face it, the homeless does not have a good background as far as a good reputation. And I had someone come up to me when I started on this and said, "What on earth are you working on something like this for?" So that was a main goal, was to change the image of the homeless. The statistics today are in the United States that the average person, most people, are a paycheck away from being homeless. We have really been active, and the community has just been fantastic. Just think of yourself. If you had to walk into a place with a black plastic bag and that's what you owned, pretty tough. And the humility that goes with it too. I was walking Riverwalk and I come up to Maple Street Bridge and I was absolutely shocked because here was all these like rooms all cut off so that they would each have their own little quarters with their shoes and their boots and their sacks. And I said, my gosh, it is the homeless. To give you a little update, during the summer, we repainted the entire inside, sanitized. We separated the men and the women. 4 of us went to Holland early spring, I guess it was. And, it's a huge organization, but like he said, we have the same problem that you do, and that's the money situation. So that made us feel a little bit better because they have a fantastic organization. It's unbelievable. But anyway, you always get ideas from that. So the men and the women were side by side, as Dave knows, and it was not a good situation. So they have been separated so that one end of the building is the women and one end is the men. We have 3 family rooms now. They're small, but it's better than under the bridge. So anyway,
that's awesome.
They're under COVID warning because test positive. And so, but we are working with the health department. So they more or less set the criteria of what we are to follow. So we are working with them.
OBK is a unique service into itself, and it's a great addition to service here in Mecosta County or in Big Rapids. So we are so glad that you're steering that ship.
Well,
Dolores, it's wonderful.
There's a lot of workers, believe me, have done a lot more than I have. I don't deserve a lot of credit. I'm telling you, they've worked so hard to update it. But, one thing that, because the community has been so supportive this last year, we have been able to hire 2 monitors. So they are there. We have somebody 24/7. Actually, I'll back up a little bit. We opened a month earlier. We opened in October instead of November. We hired 2 on-site monitors who are there all the time. We also have hired an administrative assistant. She's just done a fantastic job.
Dave and I really, really want to thank you so much for sharing all about OBK. It's just a wonderful, wonderful organization, and so glad that that we were able to have you on and have you, speak about it, and hopefully more people will understand what your needs are, or OBK's needs are, and will continue to press that donate button.
Well, I'd like to thank Dolores for that update on the homeless unit there. I just appreciate that. And but what I'd like to talk about today is the Remus Area Historical Society. And so, of course, that is located over in Remus. And but our area that we service is actually the whole east side of Mecosta County and the townships that touch the county line over in Isabella County. And so whatever's considered Remus area, that's what we'd like to include in our service area. And the museum is our focus there in Remus. That building was donated to us by the Masonic Lodge. It used to be the Masonic Lodge, and that group got so small and they decided to donate it to the Historical Society there in Remus quite a few years ago, probably about 10 years ago. And so we have a nice museum, a nice home for our organization. We have a board of directors of about 12 local people. So we have a great group of people that come together, and the museum is actually open from April through October. So we've just had our annual meeting and are wrapping things up for the winter now. And of course, it, as all the other organizations are saying, it has been a difficult year. Our organization has really pared down what it's been able to do, and but it still has to function and still has to maintain that building and do what our mission is.
Well, that is wonderful, wonderful. I appreciate so much what you do for the community, for that history piece of it. That is just awesome. Linda Howard, Wendy Nystrom, Marilyn Brandstorm, Geraldine Strong, Ray Stanky, Tom O'Neill, Bill Routley, for really supporting our event and passing the proclamation that this is Giving Day for Mecosta County. We need funds in our community. We need people to, especially in COVID, we need these donations. And with the support from the commissioners, we were able to get that proclamation done, and you approved it. And it is Mecosta County Giving Day today.
Robin, I think that's yes, there you go. We were glad to do that, and most of the commissioners were. As soon as we saw this, we knew that there would be whole complete support for it, and so we're glad to give it our backing and our blessing, or whatever you want to call it, on it.
Yes,
and get it out there for even more people to know about it and understand it.
Well, it's wonderful, and it just is a great thing.
Yes, and this year's a building year. You know, we're trying to build another model of giving. So it's something that we truly want to continue to be annually. So we'll be back next year for another proclamation, and it's something that the county government can do that really doesn't cost the county government anything.
Support.
It's like it's money, time, or talent. So this is the talent part of it that is unique to the county commission. So we really appreciate that standing behind us.
I'm going to tag on to that, Dave. OBK hasn't hit the county yet. They will be. There's always money somewhere. Now, you know that, Linda.
Well, again, this was just another element to try to carve out this Giving Day as being different than any other type of event that we've had in Mecosta County or in Big Rapids. So
Fabulous.
we really appreciate your support.
Well, all these organizations do so much for everybody. So I really hope people donate today, even if it's just $10. Every dollar matters.
You are so right. And Wendy, with that being said, so today is Giving Day, but we are going to leave the website up with all those donate buttons through the end of the year. So anybody who missed today, or sometimes as the end of the year draws upon us, we're like, oh, I need to get my donations out. Those donate buttons are going to be there. So
that's good news.
Yes.
Today, we would love that today would be the high water mark for giving for the community. But in reality, we really don't care. It's all about the nonprofits and
getting money to
them. So it's not about the Rotary or the Lions. It's about the nonprofits. I'm a past president of the Big Rapids Lions Club, and we're with some of the other Lions clubs. There's 4 other Lions clubs in Mecosta County, in really in all the corners of the county. So we, with the Rotary, put this with the help of Katie and Robin, put this all together. But the Lions Club is the world's largest service organization, and the service organization means we give to the community. We serve. Our motto is we serve. So whatever community we're in, we try to give back to it. And most years, where we make our money to give away is the concessions at Ferris football and the Cardinal football games. That's where we make our money, our primary money, to give away. And 100% of the money that comes in from the public is given out. None of it goes to run the organization. There is a substantial organization that's behind us. It's an international organization that does many things around the world. What we're famous for, if you will, or what we were founded on, was anything to do with the eye. Helen Keller was one of our matriarchs, and it's still focused, but not exclusively. So the leader dogs, the eye bank, if you want a cornea if you need a cornea for your eye, it will probably be coming through a Lions organization. We do a lot with eyeglasses. If you're around the area, you'll see boxes and banks and other organizations. Please donate your used glasses. We take those and we take the lenses and we repurpose those and give them away to, a lot of them are overseas. We ship, we have mission trips that they go overseas to help the less fortunate there. Paws with a Cause, service dogs for various disabilities. We support, there's a lot of organizations outside Mecosta County that we support, but there's about 20 organizations in the county that we do also. So we could always use more time and talent. So if you're looking for, we're always looking for recruits.
So Dave, how, if you do, I'm going to take, you went from international, I'm going to go back to the county or the community level.
Yep.
So when you do the concessions for Big Rapids high school football and Ferris football,
yes,
and that hasn't happened.
Right.
So
So this year, like every other organization, we couldn't do things like we usually did. So there were Scott Colin and I actually we met at Crankers, and we talked about what we could do for this community without having money to do it. And we knew from past that the community, the nonprofits really needed a platform to host a fundraising event. So this was hatched, if you will, Giving Day. And this is, we're hoping a new trend or a new the annual event between the Rotary and the Lions, which, even though we're two service clubs that do very similar things, we've really never talked before. So it's a
good thing.
It's a good thing, collaboration. So we're both a little bit out of our comfort zone because both clubs are used to being able to do everything themselves. And so now the two clubs have got to talk a little bit. So that makes it a little uncomfortable this year. Next year it'll be easier, and the following year I'm sure it'll all be one big group.
Yeah, we all want the same things.
Yes, we're all after the same thing. We're after a better community.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to be giving all the way through the end of the month to the 31st. Kids Site. What is Kids Site?
Kids Site. Kids Site is a platform that the Lions puts on. And it helps, it's really as early as 6 months. We can take a baby that's 6 months old and with a camera that looks very similar to an old Polaroid camera, we can screen that child. And just by taking a picture of getting a focus on the eyes, the camera can determine with a very high percentile whether there's any diseases in that eye that needs attention. And there are some diseases that is not a big deal to fix if they're found earlier enough in that child's life. And we have about when we do them, somewhere between 3 and 5% of the kids, the moms don't even know the child has a problem, and we're able to find that out, so and be able to get it resolved or send them to a eye doctor to get actual medical diagnosis of it. But it's a very high percentile when we send them that we're right, and that's one of the things that is unique for the Lions Club. But we're looking for service sites to do that. We can do all the way up to my age. It will work for that also, but we're really looking at the kids.
Why'd you become a Lion?
Why'd
That's
become a Lion?
that's a huge yes. Mm-hmm.
I become a Lion. Really, it was my neighbor was a Lion when I was growing up, and I always looked up to him. So when there was a time in my life I wanted to, I could start giving back to my community. It was the Lions Club that really was where I wanted to focus.
Okay.
And it's really been a good thing. It really makes you happy when you're able to give. I've been a Lion for 18 years, and it's been a good 18 years.
Awesome. Well, with that, I think we might be ready to roll into a video again, do our video loop. But I'm going to keep doing my shout outs to the Eagles. They are just great. The Pioneer, the Band of Locals, and Carlene Rose, Diane Scarpelli of Mentor Partners. That's Y102, 100.9, News Radio 1460, 107.7 WBRN, as big thank yous in their support. We are going to, I guess I can maybe talk about other mentions like Tom Hoganson from the city of Big Rapids. And I think there's a whole group there that we could probably thank as well. He is the mayor.
Yeah.
Mark Gifford, city manager.
Yes.
Robert Andrews, Jonathan Epley, Lorraine James, and Jennifer Cochran. They also passed a giving day for the city, which is awesome. Again, just wonderful. And then Morton Township, Mark Klump is the supervisor there, and Yo Bellinger and Jeff Ratledge are the trustees, and they passed the same proclamation for this being Mecosta County Giving Day as well. And so I just want to do a shout out to Morton Township, City of Big Rapids, and again, the Board of Commissioners for Mecosta County. So it's a pleasure. It's so glad that of the support. So I guess with that, you got one more.
I've got one more.
We
to
got
mention.
lots of things.
Yes, we want to thank Mecosta County Convention and Visitors Bureau for all the ads they've done and for us to get the word out to the community. That their sign on 131 is
great,
very noticeable.
Awesome. Well, with that, I think we're going to put the video back on. As you know, it's about a 45-minute video loop. And if you're on Facebook, I know I'm on Zoom right now, so I'm not on Facebook, but it's streaming to Facebook. If you're there, send it out, share it, let people know we're here. We're here till 6 p.m. tonight. And then all those donate buttons are right there. So thanks for sticking around for this little session. All right. Hi, Kate. Hey. Yay. Well, thank you. Okay. You said we got, yes. We got a mute, right? I got a mute. Okay. Awesome. Sure. Hi, Sana.
Hi.
Okay. Perfect.
Yay.
And I'm eating. I'm still hungry. Awesome. Well, welcome back. Glad you all could review that video again. Kate did such a wonderful job putting it all together. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is wonderful. So we have Zana Heck. Yay!
That's me.
Yay! Well, so what we've been doing all day, I know you've been working all day, and so we've just been introducing you, and then you can take over and tell us where you're from and your mission and all of those wonderful things.
All right. Well, I'd be glad to. It's good to sit down for a minute. On Wednesdays, I'm in the kindergarten classroom all day. So you can imagine it's good to sit down at the end of the day. But I wear the principal hat too now for St. Peter's. So I've mentioned this before, but we've been in existence now for 150 years.
I couldn't believe that. I couldn't. Oh my! So my husband and I were watching your video, and he said, "Seriously, 150 years? That is crazy. That's awesome." So sorry, that was a side note.
Well, contrary to what the kids think, no, I haven't been here that long, but many of those years, but not quite 150. But the German Lutherans that settled in this area, the first thing they did, of course, was establish the church. And then right the next year in 1871, then they established the school. So we're looking forward to celebrating that next year.
Well,
the big
hopefully
church
COVID will be gone, so we can have lots of people there, right?
Because we've had a lot of things that we were going to do for the church side of things this year that, of course, had to just be postponed. But hopefully, starting in May of next year, we can celebrate lots of things. But so anyway, we have offered this Christian education in our community for all these years, which means we rely on tuition dollars and support from our congregation. But we've also had some fundraisers over the year. And of course, we can't do those, like our big German Fest. That was a no-go this fall. Our Golden Heart auction, that's been pretty successful for us. We weren't able to do, or we won't be in February this next year. So that kind of leaves a deficit in our budget. And so rather than sending the kids out to sell candles and candy and wrapping paper and all of that, we do rely on donations from people in our community to kind of fill in the gaps. When you buy a Chromebook for nearly $200 or an iPad for $300 times multiple ones, that adds up in a hurry, even for a small school like ours. So yeah, and those things become obsolete so quickly that you're replacing them every few years.
Right.
You surely need those devices we learned this year. Everybody's got to have one at home. So we're always looking up to.
It seems like the electronics are the way to go, which I'm going to step out for 1 second and get a picture, and I'll be right back. I have somebody here donating. So just, Dave, keep going.
All right, Dave, you talk, Dave.
Oh, I talk. Okay. So why would a child go to St. Peter's? What makes St. Peter's unique as compared to the charter school or the traditional public school?
Right. As my phone rings in the background, we'll just ignore. Of course, we're a Christian school, Lutheran theology, but Christian school. So if parents are looking for that Christian emphasis along with the excellent education, then we're the place to be. We have small classroom sizes, so the whole school feels like a family. We do have preschool all the way to 8th grade. And so we've always strived to have an excellent academic program, but the Christian emphasis is there too. So we partner right alongside with the parents and raising their children to know about Jesus and to live with him in their lives. So it's the whole package.
You've got a gymnasium, so you've got athletics, and so it's a well-rounded type school.
Right. We've got everything. I mean, our teams probably don't have 15 kids on the team like the other schools for basketball and volleyball. We do have track and field in the spring. Things are different this year. So I'm talking about some things that we usually do. We have had a band. This year we can't have band, but we've had an excellent little band. Choirs, musical groups. We get on the stage. We have a spring musical every May. That is preschool to 4th grade with the staff doing things too. And then the 5th to 8th graders put on a performance every year too. So whether kids are comfortable being on the stage or not, they get that experience. So we feel like, they're always getting something to do that, well, hey, maybe some of them have gone on then to go to high school and say, I love drama. And it's all because they put me on the stage back at St. Peter's in the musical. So we're kind of hopefully offering a well-rounded education so they get a little bit of everything.
So what would your average class size be?
Right now, there isn't a room that has more than 16 in it, and that's double grades. So this is a year that's, we took a little hit. Some parents felt like it was more comfortable to have homeschooling going on at home. So we are a little bit smaller than we were last year, but so 16 in a classroom.
So the child can get really individual, whatever individual needs he has or her. You can meet them, which is really nice if you're a child that doesn't fit the box, if you will.
Right. And either end, you might be on the gifted side or you might be on the lower end and need a little more support. And we're able to offer that. When you only have 16, 14 in the classroom, there are lots of opportunities for those teachers to be one-on-one with the kids. And plus, in a normal year, we have lots of volunteers that come in also to help. So
yeah, we're ready to be back to that normal year and have, I think about all the Christmas concerts, like you said, and some of those things that we're kind of missing and trying to connect via Zoom and feel that warmth that nothing's better than seeing little kids at Christmas time.
Right. We're doing that. We're doing it. We're going to be filming ours. Usually we would have a packed church on a December Sunday. Can't do that. So we're performing in a different way. The kids are speaking, they're singing, and we're taping all of that. We're going to be putting that out on YouTube. So, grandparents in North Dakota, California can all watch it. So
that's awesome.
That's wonderful.
We're going to do it.
That's great. We are so glad that that we were able to get with you so that you could participate in Giving Day. And I think that St. Peter's has participated in past match day, I guess. Yes. And so it was good to reach back out and that you guys could participate. And it's just incredible the amount of information I'm learning from some of these organizations, like your 150 years. It's just unbelievable. So.
Well, thank you for the opportunity because it has been great for us in past years. And we're just so glad that you're, giving this day for us to be out there a little bit. And we want to thank our community. They've supported us for a long time.
Yes, they have. That's
many more years.
Yeah. Well, I, again, really appreciate that you would take the time and tell us a little bit more about what you're doing and what the mission is of the school and the church. And so thank you very much for joining us on Zoom. We appreciate
so much,
it.
And Dave, too. Thank you.
Okay, well, you can stay on as long as you want. You can come and go. I know you've got lots of things to do, and I, again, really appreciate the time.
I'll go back to my other Zoom meeting.
Thanks. There you go. Okay, thanks so much. Okay, well, we are still live here. We're still at the Eagles until 6 o'clock, so it looks like we're going to be here another 2 hours. And we're getting some donations in.
Yes, they're coming in.
They're coming in
steady,
and we're hearing a lot online. People are able to give online, so make sure that you're checking out everyone's donate buttons. And again, there are a few that don't have donate buttons, that if you want to come here and drop off a check or mail their check directly to them, you can find all of that out on the website as well.
And if you don't have money at this point in time, all the nonprofits would love for you to volunteer time. That's as important as a dollar.
Yes.
Time.
Well, and time can be a monthly,
right,
or maybe just maybe once a month or every Tuesday.
If it's even if you just want to try something, just be honest with the nonprofit of what you can do, what your expectations are, and they will work with you.
Mm-hmm.
They really, all of them need help with
Mm-hmm.
people. So it's really it's your market. You can set you can really set the criteria of what you can do, and so it's not like you've got to commit the rest of your life to a nonprofit.
Right. I started volunteering once a week, and it worked into better for me twice a month, and to the places that I have volunteered at. So that's, they work. All the nonprofits do work, whether work with you, whether it's, delivering meals, or it's going through Geological Society information, recycle, things like that you could just donate some time to.
And it's really, it's a whole, every facet that you want to be interested. If you want to pet dogs or pet cats, there's an organization that would love to have you. If it's helping with feeding kids, there's several organizations.
I thought it was interesting. We did get, I've been doing kind of nonprofit for a while, and to see some of the new, the Open Arms. Yes. It's about 2 years old, but they're new to me as I'm getting back into organizing and helping some nonprofits. So it's neat to see some of the new ones. And then I think the biggest piece out of all of these nonprofits is watching how, I know the Eagles, or not the Eagles, the Lions and the Rotary, that are not 501c3s, but they are service organizations. Right. And watching them come together to collaborate to make this day happen. I guess I want to kind of talk a little bit more about that. We had talked about meeting with, that you had met with the Rotary, yes, and Scott Cohen, and then you had brought, you tapped me and said I'd be perfect to help you. Not really.
Actually, it was more than perfect. It was an absolute necessity to pull all this together, because there's really a lot of items that go into this.
Right. Well, there is. Well, I said I wouldn't do it unless Glenn Pepper was going to be part of it too. So it's one of those. Speaking about what goes on behind the scenes, let's talk a little bit about that. And I know I keep you updated on emails on what Katie and I have been doing. I've been reaching out to the nonprofits that have elected to participate in this event. And Katie has been just diligently updating everything on the website and making sure that all of their correct information is there. She's put together videos. She does all the social media posts. Those are just things that nobody really sees. I get to see her, maybe once every 4 days. We might do a Zoom call or FaceTime. But what I can see everything she's doing, because I'm right in the midst of it. And it's so much. It is so much. So I just can't believe how much behind the scenes stuff has to happen for this day. Yep. And I'm just so proud to be part of that. I'm so proud to be working with her. I'm so proud to be working with Scott Cohen, Dave Hamlin, Glenn Pepper. It's just kind of a dream come true, because I get to the best of both worlds, this virtual reality and then the real world. So yes, exactly. Okay. Well. Okay.
Okay, so what you don't see is right now on Facebook, there's a list of all of our nonprofits, and there's the image that I made for time, treasure, and talent, because that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So as we talk on Zoom, I can support us in this other program in the background that's sending out to Facebook all of this information that's happening right now.
Okay.
And I still get to look like this. And change my little look every little while. Just
I know I would really like to do the cartoon look about, we've got 2 hours left and it's like, ooh. Mm-hmm.
I'll teach you.
Yes. Okay. That sounds like a great deal.
It's some people in New York who started doing these filters that taught me how, so.
Okay.
One of the offshoots of this is what we want to do is provide a platform for Giving Day, but it's also to allow the nonprofits to maximize their exposure to the community.
Absolutely.
And that really is a benefit, an additional benefit that Katie is really alluding to is that for our nonprofits. It is how often the nonprofits get in front of folks that make the difference on whether they're successful with their fundraising events.
That's right. I mean, they need a voice. They need a platform to be able to speak at, no matter what's happening in the world, because now they're more homeless, they're more hungry, there are more people that need help than maybe at a normal time. And so now it's of the utmost importance to be able to share this information and this day.
Right.
The nonprofits will really be getting, the need will be even greater moving forward in the next 3-4 months. Through the winter, the resources will be maxed out to all the nonprofits. So anything that can be given, again, it doesn't have to be money. Time and talent is as important as money.
Well, as you were saying, just going forward, it's the end of the year. A lot of people do end of the year donations, so we're going to keep the website up, and all of those donation links are there. Plus, not only the donation links, but their addresses and the contacts of who are running these nonprofit organizations, so that you can reach out to them. And maybe it's not till next spring that you might be able to volunteer, but you'll have that information. So it's just a good venue to bring all of these nonprofits together, and we're all in the same boat.
We all know that different times of life allow for different things. So if you're entering into a time of life that you do have free time, it can be used. If you're entering into a time of life that you have some discretionary money, that's wonderful. If you're entering into a time of life that you just things have changed and you can't help, then fine. That's fine. Like I say, nothing is a commitment forever.
That's true.
But
that is true.
But $5 means as much as 5,000.
Yes.
These organizations, any amount is it adds up. So if you've got $5, someone will appreciate that money a lot.
Absolutely. It looks like Maureen is coming on. I think she's maybe calling in.
Okay.
Hi, Maureen.
Hi there.
How are you?
Good.
I am so glad that you could join us.
Yeah, I just got back, so I was checked online, and then I thought I'd check this out. So.
Oh, well, I'm so glad. Well, what we're doing is, while you're online with us, if you could talk to us a little bit about Mecosta County Genealogical Society and what you guys do there and what your needs are.
Well, we've been at, back when it was match day, we started the first year, and we've been there every year. We don't get huge amounts, but I always like that it's better that they go to the food pantries and, that kind of money. But we still like the support because we don't have much income unless people write and ask for research or obituaries. So we were always grateful for what we did get. We have a few local supporters, but many of our members or people that join or want research done are mostly from out of state or around Michigan. And so we provide a service where we have over 1,000 books now of binders filled with history and family histories on businesses. There's thousands of newspaper clippings that are in different binders, so you can kind of go to townships or schools or businesses, military.
How do you organize all of those, or how does that happen? Or how,
we put them in binders by those different sections. So then we have kind of color coded. For military, it's red. We have blue for births, deaths, marriages, things like that. And then if someone writes to us, we kind of know where to look. But every time you start looking, you find stuff that you didn't know we had. So from years ago, and then we just keep adding to it. So the one big problem we have is trying to, everything that we get in, try to keep it, try to get it on the shelf so that it's in a form where we can find it easily.
Okay.
So volunteers are mainly what we need. We're down to a handful or less of people.
And how, if somebody wanted to volunteer their time, would they just call you or where would, I'm looking at your stuff, where would they just call you or?
Yeah, we don't have a phone there. It's just my cell phone. So
okay.
We have a website, www.commoncorners.com /MCGS, and it's Grand Rapids West Michigan group provides that to us that we can tag onto that Common Corners site. And so we have all of our obituaries indexed on there, and that's how people from all over the country find us. We get most of the letters come from like Washington State, California, just all over. People send because it's a lot easier to send us, $4. It's like $4 and then $2 for extra obituaries. If they send them to us, we can mail them right out or email them to them, and they don't have to drive here or fly. And so the great service.
Interesting. So it's basically anything, marriage, death certificates, things like that are there as well?
Yes, we have that, but we have some funeral home records. We have cemetery walks, cemetery records. So if you're trying to find out where someone's buried, so people write to us, I think my relative was in this county, and we can, if we get the name and a date, something kind of close. There's 2 or 3 of us that we kind of know enough about what's in there, or we're pretty good at genealogy that we can help them out. And then the one thing that I always love is being from Big Rapids originally. We lived down on the river, but my parents know people. We knew people from church. But I haven't lived in the county for 35 years. but I know all the family names, and I'm related to a lot of people. So when people call or they write, a name will catch me, and I'll think, oh, but that's so-and-so, and they're related to so-and-so. And I always have somebody that I can talk to or ask my dad or ask somebody in town, and people have come or called me, and I end up finding them relatives in town that they don't even know they have.
Oh, wow.
And so one lady said, I only thought that I was going to come to town and go to the cemetery with you. And I ended up finding her uncle that, so it's just kind of neat to be able to network like that with different people, or, stop at the donut shop and ask those guys at Van Brocklin's, hey, do you know about this? Or, so it's different than, I've gone out of state and into Canada, and I always say, is anyone looking up, Doyle name, and they look in the folder. Well, there's this Maureen. I'm like, okay, that's me. Nobody's looking at my stuff. But when people come to our office or call me, I'm always just go at it and find them all I can. So they're really appreciative.
Oh, that is very cool. That is very cool. If they were to email you, or can I list your email address right now? Is that okay?
Sure.
It's IRELAND0708 and then the phone number is 231-250-5555. Mecosta County Genealogical Society, and there's just a wealth of information that Maureen can help you with if you're looking and searching for things. That's awesome.
Yeah,
say that one more time.
It's not only family history. We have all this history on businesses and schools. We have a lot of school records, churches. We have a lot of church information. So even just a good, fun history evening, I always wanted to get that started, that people come in groups or, families bring in your sisters and sit down and start looking through those binders, because you find stuff, and people that come in say, I can't believe all the stuff you have. And I've kind of actually searched out collections, and I drove to Royal Oak and picked up 110 binders from a man one day. And
wow.
And then we just recently got 10 huge boxes. I had those in the video that are full of history that a man in Big Rapids, Morris Andrews, had his wife sent to us. And so we have to sort through all that and get it in binders, and
okay.
We're getting kind of full, but
and that's the kind of volunteers too that you're looking for, somebody to help you do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have a physical location to where somebody could come, or like the building? Yeah.
Yes, we're located at 424 North 4th Avenue. That's the building that Recycle owns the building, but they let us rent the room. It used to be Godbold Lumber Building, and we have shelving in there. We need some more shelving, and because we're going to have a lot more binders from this last.
It sounds like it.
And then we have a couple computers. We're going to try to update those so that people can help index, because we'd like to get some of these books indexed and put online, because then more people will know what we have in store that they can ask us to look up. So we're just getting on people right now from had a couple of people pass away the last few years that were good volunteers, and so just looking for more people to help out. And it's really interesting. I think if they stopped by and saw what we had, it can be, volunteer for a couple hours, or we're open the second Saturday of each month from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
Right now. We were open like on Wednesday evenings, but traffic was kind of down, and then with COVID, it's a little down. So
yeah,
to be safe, we probably should wait a little bit, but hopefully in the spring and everybody gets open.
Absolutely. You had a question, Dave?
I did. The 1930 census, that just got opened up, didn't it?
Well, in 1940 they
40.
had, and then I usually bring my computer. See, we don't have internet service there, so we use my computer in a hotspot. But someday maybe we'll get bigger and better, and we'll have internet service. But we probably should get a few more visitors to justify that. So, but I pay for Ancestry myself, so I do a lot of research for people that way also, if I can't find it in the office, or it might get me a good start. And sometimes they're not really sure what they're looking for, and if I can kind of get a feel for it on Ancestry, then I can go in the office and know some other records I could check out for them.
Gotcha. Interesting. Well, I really appreciate you being able to be online with us and explaining a little bit more about what you do and what your mission is. And it's very fascinating. So, we're hoping that this day and some of the things that we've done can help promote your organization and get you some dollars and get you some time and talent from some folks that maybe want to donate their time. So,
hey,
so
Maureen,
thank you.
May I ask a couple of questions?
Sure.
So I'm a little genealogist myself for my family. So if people are looking for Native American connections, have you got some contacts for that?
I have websites and things for that. I did have a contact, but she was in her 80s. So I have to still check. She was over in Mount Pleasant area. But I belong also to the West Michigan Genealogical Society, and I helped them. I was in charge of all the volunteers about 3 years ago for the National Genealogical Society. Their annual conference was in Grand Rapids, and I organized probably 200 people. We had to put them in 500 different time slots throughout the whole week. So that was a big job, and that may come back to Grand Rapids in a couple of years.
So this sounds like it's quite a personal passion for you.
Oh yeah, I've been doing it for years. I used to sit down with my grandma, and she said, "Oh yeah, they're from just over the border," and it ended up past Toronto. So, but yeah, I have friends in Canada, and I just the family historian and like to figure out the whole area. I'm doing a lot of Irish genealogy and all the Irish families that are in the Big Rapids area, and German over in Remus, and that's kind of my heritage.
Would you say the main ones are Irish, German, and Dutch here in this area?
Swedes.
I'm sorry.
There's a lot of Swedes.
Swedes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I married one, so he was a UP, so he's from the UP, so not around here, but
interesting.
Nice. Well, thank you. Thanks for all the information.
For all you do, and Dave, he's been a big supporter over the years, so always like to see him.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Maureen.
Okay. Good luck.
Thanks. Take care. Thank you. Okay. Bye. Well, I want to say that we are down to an hour and a half. So I know, an hour and a half. And so I think one of the things, I had some of my paperwork here, and what I thought I might do, and then we'll play the video.
Okay.
Or do the thank yous. So I guess I could do that real quick. Thank the Eagles of Big Rapids.
Let me screen share the image. Oh,
okay.
Eagles I didn't put on there, but
that's okay. The other one, the other ones too. Yeah. So the Eagles of Big Rapids, Diane Scarpelli of Mentor Partners, which is Y102, 100.9, News Radio 1460, 107.7 WVRN. The Pioneer Carlene Rose and the Band of Locals. Dave and I really enjoyed our time doing that interview. Our other mentions that we talked about and that I think you just had put up on the website, our Morton Township friends, Mark Klump, the supervisor, Yo Bellinger, who I've known worked with her for years.
Yes.
And Jeff Ratledge, who's a neighbor of mine, they're trustees. And in the city of Big Rapids, Tom Hoganson is the mayor, Robert Andrews, Jonathan Epley, who's a Facebook friend and friend, Lorraine James, Jennifer Cochran, and then Mark Gifford, who is the city manager. Thank you very much for your support. And then we'll go back to the Mecosta County Board of Commissioners, Marilyn Vargo Bradstrom, Geraldine Strong, Linda Howard, Ray Stanky, Tom O'Neill, Wendy Nystrom, and Bill Routley. And Paul Bullock is the county comptroller. Okay. So thank you very, very much for the support of passing this proclamation for December 2nd as Giving Day. That is awesome. And let's see what else. I want to thank I want to thank the people that are in our group. Dave Hamlin, of course, right here, the arm candy. Glenn Pepper, Scott Cohen, Katie McGlenn.
That's me. I'm here because of my looks.
So the other thing I wanted to, I want to run down because we have a little bit of time because we are going to show that video again. But I want to talk a little bit about some of our organizations that are participating. So Angels of Action, Kim Easler, and their executive director, Joni Thompson, have been integral in getting food to kids. Matt Hildebrandt and Lucas, who we heard from Lucas earlier, they are vitalizing the community through the arts and humanity. Carly Collins from Brookside Elementary, she is one of the Leader in Me Lighthouse School participants that she takes care of that. Sherry Anderson, who is with the Chippewa Hills Orchestral Society, is an organization created to support and maintain the orchestral program at Chippewa Hills. She's doing a wonderful job there. Eve and Rick Gabbert from the Chippewa Lake Community Church Food Program. They're collecting turkeys. They are also collecting donations. So give a shout out to them. Cran Hill Ranch, our friends Chris Villette and Scott Barger. This is a ministry that's devoted to transforming lives into the image of Christ through youth camps, family camping, retreats, and adventure experiences. And then we did hear from Chad Saxton from Eagle Village. He is equipping children and families for success. Paul Griffith, he was here this morning, and I got an email from him. He's out on the trail, so he is really hoping to fully develop the White Pine Trail State Park.
Mineral Park.
And then I want to go and talk about Hemlock Park improvement projects. John Coles is instrumental in getting funds and looking at ways to get grant money to enhance the quality of life in our city by providing recreational facilities. Let's see. I am going to go to Bonnie Clark from Manna Pantry. She runs Manna Pantry, and they provide food and essentials to our neighbors in the time of need. It's an emergency pantry. We just got off the phone with Maureen Nelson from the Mecosta County Genealogical Society, which is just amazing. I learned so much. And she's got a building that's right next to Recycle. Lots of history there. Molly Hogg from Mecosta County 4-H. 4-H, their purpose is to grow true leaders in the community by empowering young people with skills to lead for a lifetime. Brenda Westfall from Mecosta County Habitat for Humanity is seeking to put God's love into action. Habitat for Humanity brings people together to build homes, communities, and hope. Mecosta County Senior Center Commission on Aging, Cynthia Mallory. The purpose for Cynthia is to improve the quality of life to the county's 60-plus population. The agency's goal is to support seniors in their efforts to remain in their homes, maintaining independence, health, dignity, and self-respect by providing Meals on Wheels, medical transportation, in-home services, home maintenance repair services, and a variety of social, health, and wellness activities. Scott Pedigo from the Northland United Soccer Club. It's the mission of the NUSC to foster the physical, mental, and emotional growth and development of Big Rapids area youth through the sport of soccer. We heard from Amy Taylor and Andy Nearbon about the Open Arms Child Advocacy, which is one of our relatively new nonprofits. They are helping to promote the healing of child abuse victims by providing a safe environment to support accurate investigations that promote healing and empowerment while educating the community to end abuse. The next one that we have, we spoke with board member Dolores Horn from Our Brother's Keeper, and their mission is to unite the community to provide a safe, faith-based short-term shelter and a stepping stone towards self-sufficiency for family and individuals. Diane Long with Project Starburst. This mission statement that Diane works for is primarily to provide food and related items to Mecosta and Osceola County residents who are temporarily in need of assistance. Recycle of Mecosta County has lots of missions, basically to recycle all of our stuff, and it's truly a volunteer organization. They have a few paid staff, but it's amazing all of the things they sort through and do. Remus Area Historical Society, Pamela Burke and Commissioner Linda Howard. Linda spoke. It was formed, this organization was formed to preserve the rich heritage of the Remus area and to generate interest and encourage historical research. So that is a truly fantastic organization in the Remus area. Debbie Zott, she is the Riley McKenzie Fund. She is just an amazing lady that continues her efforts with dogs and help animals who've lost their homes. She is the voice for animals. She is just an amazing person. Dan Voss from the Salvation Army. This is an international evangelical part of the Christian church. Its mission is to preach and to meet human needs in Jesus' name without discrimination. We did speak with Amy. I think Amy Walker was on the line, as well as Becky I can't say her last name very well, Takeax Brits with SLD Read. Their mission is threefold: helping individuals with dyslexia, learning differences, and other reading challenges to develop lifelong language skills through multi-sensory programs. And then we had Pat Rosales from the Special Olympics Area 5. And I love when I was talking with Pat, and I wish she could be on, one of the things that she has said that has stuck with me is, now of course it's going totally out of my head. It is the inclusion revolution. Inclusion revolution, and that is just jump on board the inclusion revolution. It can be for everything, but Special Olympics has got it in the bag with that. We spoke with Zana Heck from St. Peter's Lutheran School. She gave us a wealth of information of 150 years that they've been there. Jan Westfield, St. Mary St. Paul Ministry. which is, it still goes by St. Vinny's, I think.
Yeah.
But they're committed to responding to the needs of individuals and families who find themselves in difficult circumstances. And their goal is to offer assistance that recognizes the respect and dignity of those that they encounter addressing short-term needs. Ed Millette from Tuba Bach, he sent me my first email this morning, wishing me well. He brought me lunch, and he was all around supportive of us. So that's awesome. Vocal Lyrica, we spoke with Denise Cosper, who also moonlighted with Artworks, which is awesome. We love it when everybody collaborates. So Denise Cosper took us on a little history lesson on what Vocal Lyrica does. So that is tremendous. And then we also were able to talk with Jane Curry from the Women's Information Service. And what a great organization in our community, helping those that need support from domestic violence. So those are our 29, I did it fast. Those are our 29 organizations that are participating today. All of their information is going to be up on our website through the 31st of December. So with that, I think I have to change my lighting. It's getting dark out. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to play our credits again and play our video, and then we'll be back. So thanks for sticking with us. Good organization.
With COVID, we know things can be getting tougher at home for people, so that makes WISE even that much more important.
Yes, absolutely.
And they teach classes, from what I understand, as well as help people with shelter, and do a lot.
Gotcha.
It's not just one thing they do; it's a whole lot of things.
Our inclusion revolution.
Inclusion revolution. I love that too.
Yes, I do too. And I don't know, when I talked to Pat when we did our videos, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do their polar plunge stuff.
Oh.
Because last year they did it at in downtown Big Rapids in a pool. And I don't know if they're going to be able to do it again this year. So
it could be a little risky.
Yeah, yep.
But again, another great reason to donate to Special Olympics.
Absolutely. Yep. I want to say I have taken a tour of their facility a couple of years ago.
The facility is really, it's been redone on the inside just recently, just this last summer. And it really fills a need. It's a multi-county geographical area that we draw from, and it really is in need. It's needed. Nobody really wants to have homeless in the area. So but they won't go away if you don't want.
Right.
If you don't want them there, it is unfortunate, but there are there are people that are homeless. Some through no fault of their own. Some, yes, there are issues.
Are they now, because they would be closed during the summer. Are they?
That's one of the things that the OBK is trying to get to 24/7, 365 days a year. That's our goal as a new direction. One is that will allow us to be able to qualify for some more funding, grants, so we have a more stable funding source.
Okay.
So that's the short-term goal, is to be able to get there. And the community has been very gracious and has really stepped up. But there's still more need, because we really have almost doubled our requirement. But long term, to take the people and help themselves, we really need the day classes and the other
some
facets,
training, some training and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And we want to be able to partner with some businesses to provide some jobs, so that so it all ties together.
Man a Pantry. And here we have everybody kind of working together. Man a Pantry and OBK and
Angels of Action.
Angels of Action and Riley McKenzie.
Yep, Riley McKenzie Fund. Yep.
Starburst.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So Man a Pantry's quite a hub to help organizations too.
It is, and it has changed in the last year too with COVID. They got a new executive director, and then things changed almost immediately because of COVID, and so they're set up a little bit differently now, and it's just amazing how many families so they're open 1 to 4. Every day, and sometimes they will see anywhere from 11 to 17 families.
Wow.
And those families could be 2-people families there, they could be 10-people families.
Right.
And so it's a hopping operation.
SLD Read is really trying to help the kids that don't fit in the normal box of how to read. That's something that strikes real close to home, because I'm dyslexic. I don't read the same way as normal people.
It sounds like they have some interesting methodologies that they've found that really work.
Yes, I wish they would have had that available when I was in school, but they didn't.
Yeah.
But yes, there's a lot of things that can be done once you determine what you need, and not everybody learns the same way.
Tubabak. And he's managed to keep going through COVID. It's hard to do music right now, and
you
have to be proud of his tenacity to make it happen. And his virtual concert is about a week away, so helping him out would also be a good idea.
Just a nice reminder that nonprofits take all shapes and sizes and forms into account. So
That's right.
Appreciate everything they do for the area.
All right, so Scott Cohen has joined us as well. The big thank yous again. We want to thank the Eagles of Big Rapids. They're letting us be held up here in their facility, and we really appreciate the Eagles letting us do this. We want to thank Diane Scarpelli of Mentor Partners, which is today's Hits Y102, 100.9 Big Country, News Radio 1460, 107.7 WBRN. She's got lots of them.
Yes.
The Pioneer, and then also Carlene Rose in the Band of Locals. So Carlene had us on her place, and it was awesome. Other mentions, I'm going to just go ahead and single out these people again from Morton Township: Mark Klump, Supervisor, Yo Bellinger and Jeff Ratledge. Trustees, Tom Hoganson, Mayor, Robert Andrews, Jonathan Epley, Lorraine James, Jennifer Cochran, and Mark Gifford, City Manager. Mecosta County Board of Commissioners, Marilyn Vargo Bradstrom, Geraldine Strong, Linda Howard, Ray Stanky, Tom O'Neill, Wendy Nystrom, Bill Routley. They are the folks that have determined that today is Mecosta County Giving Day, December 2nd. So thank you so much for that. Other thank yous to Dave Hamlin, to Glenn Pepper, to Scott Cohen, to Katie McGlynn. It has been a very fun roller coaster of a ride from the very inception of this.
Robin Stratton.
Oh, yeah.
Robin Stratton, yeah, we always have to come back to Robin.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. We had at the Eagles today during the day, we've had about eight, maybe 9 people come in and donate checks. So we'll be getting those checks to the organizations. But I do know we've heard from a lot of people that that's online donations is working and people are getting money.
Good.
So thank you for all of you out there that have donated virtually and came and saw us. It was a quick, I think we just got our last one and she threw it at us, said she's got to go. So
okay.
We're taking it any way we can.
12 minutes left. 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Did you just get off work? Pop by the Eagles. Drop off your check.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I think I started, one of the things that I started with was that this event was a collaboration between Big Rapids Rotary and the Lions Club. And it's really for the nonprofits of Mecosta County and is the Lions and the Rotary's way of giving back. They've lost all their fundraising opportunities as well, but they wanted to give back to those who do so much in this county to make our community such a great place to live. So really kudos to the Lions Club and to the Rotary Club. Collaboration is where it's at. You know, the more things we can do together, the more efficient we can become and the more people we can serve. So that's my take on that, guys. I want to thank all of the nonprofits that ended up calling in. We had a lot of great discussions. I learned a ton of stuff. I can't believe that St. Peter's has been here for 150 years. That just kind of blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And I need to clarify one thing because I graduated from high school with Zana. I can confirm that neither one of us have been around for that whole time.
Good, because there was a lot of community debate about that.
Yes. We're really hoping that I think it's Wheatland Music will join us next year.
Yes.
From the Hood for the Hood. Yes, dedicated to developing, empowering, and engaging young people and communities that are often overlooked. So he also said that he is on Facebook, if that's something that you wanted to look at. From the Hood for the Hood, and that's on Facebook.
And this young man, he was homeless himself before he was 18. He managed to pick himself up, and now he's turned around and he's making efforts to help others. And
that's
great. What a great story.
You know, and that's why I think even though we did this virtual, had we been able to do this in person, it's great to have young kids, school-age kids, to come in and see what our community does.
Yes.
Because they may find themselves in need. They also may find themselves heading up one of these nonprofit organizations or just volunteering. So it's really important to have this, not just only a virtual, but in person, to have these young kids participate. Our website is going to stay up till December 31st. And you can find, if the organization you want to donate to doesn't have a donate button, their address is there. All of their information is there, so where you can write a check and send it in. So that's absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
from now until the 31st, each logo on the website is a link to their website. There's a donate button that takes you directly to where you can donate for them, and check information where to mail it. And there's an email button that will email directly the organization so that you can also communicate with them with your time, talent, and treasure to help them out as much as possible.
Great idea. That's great. Easy. It's easy.
It's easy. It's one
Yeah.
location, and it's your hub to find your connection to everyone you may want to connect to.
The other thing, if what is happening here interests you and you want to be a part of the community, but you really don't know which nonprofits you want to be involved in, then the Rotary or the Lions would love to have you as a member.
There's so many different ways to be of service to your community. And, you know, the Lions and the Rotary is just two that are collaborating.
Yeah.
For this, you know, this is good.
Who'd have thunk?
Yep.
What better time of year than now around the holidays to come at it with a giving spirit to any of these groups, including the Lions and the Rotary.
That's right.
But get brought up to speed. It's been I so appreciate the group, what these guys have offered. All the nonprofits that came through with their videos, their presentations, their time today to offer us FaceTime that could be shared through the web. Wow, what an experience for everybody.
It's just the wealth of information I've learned today is just amazing. It's just amazing.
And there are blessings. COVID is a crazy thing, but I believe there are blessings in all of this that have forced us to adapt and let's adapt.
Right.
You know, let's be ready for anything and be able to help each other through anything. I think that's the key of what we're learning here too.
I think you're right. I think you're right. And you know, just continue to move forward with different ways of doing things and different ideas. And so this has been a year in planning. And then from August till now, all the hard work that Katie's done is just.
It's been a year of planning and adapting.
Yes.
Planning and adapting.
Yes. Yep.
Like the Lions Club, we're a wonderful service organization. We help support lots of nonprofits and community endeavors. And we meet once a week, and we're part of an international network of clubs all over the globe. Been around for like 110 years or something. So, and this is the first major collaboration that we've had with the Lions Club, at least in recent times. And I want to thank very much Dave Hamlin and the Lions for partnering with us and for us having us partner with them.
Awesome.
This is how we clap on Zoom.
Yay. So with our time running out, just about out, I want to thank all of you here, all of the nonprofits, and then I want to end with that terrific credit video.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep, let me get that up and ready.
Okay. Thanks everyone for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Everybody.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you. Thank you.